Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. There is a reason Allah did not place the greatest test of character in public. He placed them at home. Because the world applauds your reputation, but your home witnesses your reality. Outside, people see you smile. Inside, your spouse sees your impatience. Outside, people admire your generosity. Inside, your spouse knows how you respond when your expectations are not met. That is why marriage is one of the most honest mirrors Allah placed before a human being. It reflects not the person standing beside you, but the person living within you. We often think conflict begins with words. It doesn't. Conflict begins much earlier. It begins in the silent stories the heart tells itself. If they loved me, they would know what I need. If they respected me, they would never disagree with me. If they cared, I would never feel hurt. Notice what these thoughts have in common. They expect another human being to possess what only Allah possesses: perfect knowledge of the heart, perfect understanding, perfect consistency. But Allah alone is Al Alim, the one who knows what remains unspoken. Every human being will misunderstand you at some point, not because they don't love you, but because they are limited. When we forget that, disappointment turns into resentment. Resentment turns into distance, and distance slowly turns two people living under one roof into strangers. Islam teaches us something remarkably different. Before asking us to change our spouse, it asks us to examine our own heart, not because the other person is always right, but because accountability begins with the self. That is one of the hardest acts of worship. The ego loves justice when it benefits itself, but it resists justice when it exposes the self. The Qur'an repeatedly calls us to truth, even when that truth is against ourselves. Marriage gives us daily opportunities to live that command. Sometimes the greatest victory in an argument is not proving your point, it is protecting the relationship from your pride. The Prophet ﷺ showed us that strength is not loudness, strength is restraint. Not every feeling deserves to become a sentence. Not every sentence deserves to become an argument. Not every argument deserves to become a wound that lasts for years. The home should never become the place where we speak with the least mercy. Yet that is often what happens. We give strangers our patience, and we give our family what remains. But the people who share our home deserve the character we display outside, and even better. There is another lesson hidden in marriage: forgiveness. Not because betrayal should be ignored, not because injustice should be accepted. Islam never asks us to excuse oppression, but everyday married life is filled with small disappointments, forgotten words, misunderstood intentions, ordinary human mistakes. If every mistake becomes evidence against the other person, love slowly suffocates under the weight of a record that never closes. Allah loves those who forgive. Marriage gives us countless opportunities to become one of them. Perhaps this is why the strongest marriages are not those with the fewest disagreements. They are the ones where mercy returns more quickly than resentment. In the end, marriage asks a question that remains beyond the relationship itself. Who are you becoming because of this journey? More patient, more grateful, more humble, more aware of Allah, or more consumed by your ego? That may be the deepest purpose of marriage. Not simply to share a life with another person, but to stand before Allah one day with a heart that has been softened by love, refined by patience, disciplined by mercy, and purified through countless moments of choosing Him over the demands of the ego. Because a successful marriage is not measured only by how long two people stayed together. It is measured by whether through that relationship they become servants whom Allah loved more. And perhaps that is the hidden beauty of marriage. It begins with two people, but if lived with sincerity, it ends with two souls walking together towards their Lord.